Hey guys, Michelle here from Cashel Creations, and today I wanted to share with you some fun things I've been doing. I've been baking these dangles, which are so much fun, and I wanted to show you my process. I will say that the first time that I tried one of these, I was struggling because I didn't know what I really wanted to do. But then once I got the first one down, it just became real easy for me. So I wanted to share with you my technique. And if you're trying to do one of these yourselves and you're struggling too, hopefully my process sort of helps you because I had a lot of fun. This one here, I actually used these puffy stickers from the Doodlebug collection. I think it's the kitty cat one. So we're gonna make one of these, but in a girl form, or at least girly colors, even though blue and purple can be for girls just as well as boys. So I thought this was kind of fun. So I have a bunch of tools that I'll show you what I'll be using. So the first thing I'm going to be using are some puffy stickers. Now you definitely want to use some puffy stickers that when you put the backing front and back, they kind of match. And I'll explain to that in a little bit. Also, you're going to want to need some, jewelry making stuff. This is from the Metal Gallery. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I waited till I went on sale so I didn't have to pay $14, but you can see the kind of chain I am using. You also want to acquire whatever beads you want to use. Now, what I found working for me was figuring out what theme I wanted to go with. For example, this particular one is going to be using the puffy stickers for cats. And like I stated earlier, I kind of want to do a girly theme. So what I'm going to do is kind of grab some of the beads that I think would be a lot of fun and use the colors with the thing. So I'm just going to acquire some beads. I'm just going to show you some of the things I'm going to put in my little thing here. Just showing you some stuff I'm using. Whether we're going to use it or not, I'm not sure yet, but I kind of want to give you an idea of some of the things I'm just going to put in front of me. And I know it's a lot. So I also have an array of alphabets. Now this container I did pick up at Temu a while back when I did one of their hauls, and what I love so much about this, as you can see, it has all my alphabets from A to Z, and I did put them with a mixture of colors because sometimes you buy these packages that are like this with alphabets and you only get a certain number of certain letters. So I really like how I believe there's like 4 different sets in here, and the nice thing about this is that the inserts don't separate, so they're solid. So if for some reason this gets turned upside down, they stay in place, which to me is very important after I spent a long time putting these all together. So I did that, and I also used another one for the numbers and some of the miscellaneous bits that I have. So for right now, I am going to put these kind of off to the side and in front of me. I'm not going to use those. And then another thing you want to also have along with your chain is the clasp that you're going to use. So I am going to use a lobster claw clip for the attachment to whatever I'm going to put it to, whether it's the spine of an album, your purse, a keychain, whatever you want. And then you also want to get jump rings. Now I have 2 different sizes here. I don't really recall what they were because, as you can see, I just dumped them in my container. I did get this container from Walmart in their jewelry section. Not jewelry, in their bead aisle, like their craft section. So what I usually do is I use a thicker jump ring like this to attach the lobster clip to the hardware string, the chain. And then I will use these small jump rings to attach the beads that we're going to make. Okay, so I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what we're using. Another thing you're probably thinking to yourself is, how do you make these beads turn into, trying to grab this here for a second. How do you make those beads turn into these charms, right? So you can attach them. So what we're going to do to make these is we're going to use these. Of course, I took off the tabs, so I don't know what they're actually called, but they're basically, they look like needles, but they don't have a point to them to sew. And I will kind of put it like this. You can see it has a head at the front and it's a long stick. So then your next question is going to be, how do you turn that with a hoop? Now, I don't have the patience to do it myself manually with pliers as such. So what I do have is this tool that will, I do have this tool that I got off of Amazon, but you can find it at Hobby Lobby as well, or even other craft stores, I'm sure, where you insert your bead into here and then we crimp it, and I'm going to show you how to do that on camera as well. The other thing to think about is the head of that needle point is also key to know how big of an opening your beads are. I say that because if your opening is too big like these are, then it will just slide right off of this. So you're going to actually need a smaller bead to put on the bottom of this, which is why I got these, because I want to see if these will kind of give it some accent. If not, I do have these smaller ones, which is kind of what I used on the other keychain. As you can see, because these beads have a wider hole in the center, I just used a small bead to put it through. I kind of give it a design kind of concept, and then I made the circle to put on the jump ring and then attach it to the chain. So you can see how I did that. I did the same kind of concept here with the word C. Kind of wanted to give it some color. And again, as you can see, I kind of stuck with the same color concepts. So that's what I wanted to do. If you want to choose every color in the rainbow and do a rainbow one, that would be amazing, and definitely do that. Do what you want to do. But I just want to show you kind of my concept on how it worked for me. And as you can see, this is a mermaid one, and I found these mermaid shells, and I thought it would be super cute to add them in here. Here's some rocks, just random stuff to kind of give it that fun flair. Okay, so let's get started. I will say that this was the first one I made, and I feel that it was too long. Also, you can see that in this one, I did use the colored jump rings. I did pick those up, I think it was earlier this year or last year when Hobby Lobby had these on clearance. So I tried these because I was doing with the blue theme. I personally didn't like the way it came out because it put so much focus on the jump ring instead of everything else. So going forward is when I decided to do everything in that one color, because as you can see here, the jump rings don't stand out, and what stands out is all the bling, right? All the fun stuff, all the candy that you kind of see in front of you, all the dangle. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to think about what other stuff. I'll kind of go over some of the tools as well, and that way hopefully it answers some of your questions. So what I want to do first is cut down the chain. So like I mentioned earlier, the first one I did, and I'll come a little bit closer if it will work for me. There we go. I kind of judged it, but I want to say like 3, because I didn't have a ruler at the time that I did this. Okay, so about 2.5 inches. All right, so you kind of want to give it about 2.5 inches. Now, if you obviously want a longer dangle for whatever you're using, or a shorter one, definitely cut it down to size to what you're going to use it for. But just remember, if you're going to put something at the end, that is going to give it more length. As you can see here, if I actually put this all the way out, it kind of makes it 6 inches. So it's just something to think about depending on what you're going to do. What we're focusing on right now is just the chain in itself. The chain is going to give you the number of little rings that you're going to actually use to put your jump rings and your fun stuff on. So to me, if you want something shorter, you obviously aren't going to need as much of all this stuff to add to it. If you want something that's a lot, then obviously you want a little bit more of a length. So what I found out as I was trying to make the first one here, you usually get a set of 3 of these pliers, or you can buy them individually. This one that I was trying to use to cut this, because of the thickness of it, was not working for me. So I was fortunate to have a Hobby Lobby in my area at the time when I was making these, and I acquired these little tiny ones. They were like, I think $5, but don't let the size fool you. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna come up to here and I am gonna just crimp one side. Don't try and do both sides, and you're gonna actually put a lot of force into it. So if you probably need someone to help you with this, definitely ask. And as you can see, I used both of my hands to put that down and it broke right off. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to now build my chain. So it kind of looks like I don't really have much, but before you know it, we do. So I am going to now use my pliers, and I like using both of them. So we're gonna go ahead and start building. And what we're gonna do here is just put it underneath and just build from there. Hopefully you guys can see this. And grab this, and then using, I hate all these little flyaways, and then by using your other pliers, you're just gonna meet them and have them kiss in the middle. And as you can see, hopefully that focuses. Come on. All right, well, hopefully you guys can see that. You basically just meet it in the center. So now we have a keychain that's longer. Okay, and these you can just throw away. So now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what we want our main focal point to be at the bottom. Now, like I mentioned, we are going to use these puffy stickers, and we definitely want to make sure we're using ones that I can join together to make them complete. These little small hearts, they're really too tiny to put with charms on them. But if you want to try at it, by all means. I just find them to be too tiny, so I'll probably just use them on, you know, cardstock or something like that. So we're going to go ahead, take these out. And something I like to do, because you never know how sticky a sticker can be, I just put a dab of glue. I use Burley Art. You can use whatever glue you have. So let's just use some of these. So I'm going to use these 2 here. Now I definitely want to make sure that my kitty cat is the same on both sides. If that doesn't matter to you, then obviously choose the ones you want. So I'm just going to put just a little dab in the center to keep it there, and we're going to match them in the middle. And I'm just making sure that it is smushed down. And I'm just gonna give it a few seconds to dry because I don't want it to slide. While that is drying, we can do another one. So let's do the milk jugs. So let's go ahead and get those. So again, you have the same thing on both sides. And then these little paw prints are so cute. Let's do the pink ones because I want to go with a little girly theme. So I kind of like just want to get all my pieces together just so I kind of have an idea as to what I'm working with. What I found worked for me after I made the first one is just don't start building. Just gather your bits so you can make them and then kind of see what you have in front of you that you can work with. Because if you don't need to put it on it, then you just save it for the next one. Oh, these fishes would be so cute. So let's do that as well. What kitty cat doesn't like fish as a pet, right? So again, we're just gonna go with the same formality for all of them. Super fun. Let's see what else. Should we put another kitty cat? Let's put a calico one. Now we have more than one kitty on there. So as those are drying, and we can just do those for now because I don't want it to be so much of that, let's start thinking about the colors that we're gonna wanna use, right? So we wanna add some beads, we wanna bulk it up. So what we're gonna do is, I found these cluster at Hobby Lobby. I know you can find them on Amazon, Michael's, all your craft stores. So we're gonna use some of the fun colors in here. And so now is the time where you're gonna think about what you wanna do. This particular one that I did candy, like a candy thing, you can tell how I took the pink and I did a lighter pink on both sides. Then I took the lighter pink and did a double. So I played around with it, kind of giving that variety. Definitely think about that when you're building your options so that you have things to play with. And as you can see, as it lays, you can see how it kind of like has that waterfall effect where the colors are just there, right? So I think we're gonna be done with the glue. I'm gonna put that away. I'm done with the ruler. All right, so the next thing we wanna do is start building. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our little needles, those things that I showed you. Now remember, these will slide right through. So let's try something different that I haven't tried yet. Let's see if these are open or if they have to be opened. So let's go with what? Let's do pink to pin off of the, let's see if these work or if they're gonna slide right through. Yep, they slide right through, so that's not gonna work. So let's go with, I just wanna make something a little different from the last one to see how it looks. Now I have made the charms and then realized it didn't really go with what I was looking for. And then I just saved it for the next time I am going to use it. And that may happen, and that's okay, because you never know. You have things available on the side to use. And where is the little hole? Oh, there it is. Okay. So you see how that doesn't come off? So now we're gonna get the pink ones. And that kind of looks cute. So we can do one of two things. We can do 2 of the pink and then 1 of the silver things on each side. And now we are going to build it as a charm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide this thing in here, and right where it gets to that little crimper, I am going to crimp it. And this is like the coolest thing ever. So one other thing that I'm gonna do that you probably don't see yet, but there is a little small opening here. And when I didn't close it before, it would fall off my jump ring. So I am really gonna just crimp it closed. Not too tight, but just closed though. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that way I can build it. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Kind of looks nice because it bounces off the gray kitty cat. So let's do another one. I think this cute coral color, or the green, which will play off of the fish tank. So let's go ahead and do this, if I can get it out, because it does not want to work with me. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing. I think we're gonna keep with the same style. And of course, I lost the bead. So So probably would have been helpful if I had a little container to put these in so they wouldn't go flying everywhere. I really like this color. It's like a light green, very pastel looking. I feel like I'm doing a syringe needle by the way I'm holding it. But I definitely want to keep it where I need it because I have dropped them before and they all went everywhere. That's not fun. So again, I'm just going to come up to right before, hopefully you guys can see that, right before it crimps. Make sure it's there and then just meet it, as you can see. And that piece just falls off. And then again, I am going to crimp it a little closer because I want to make sure it does not fall off. Okay, so let's do a couple more and then we can start building. I want to say the light pink would be cute too, so let's do that one, but we're going to do it with just one. Actually, I don't know if I want to. Okay, crimp it again. Okay, let's do some purple, right? I'm thinking of what to put as names or sayings because I feel like we could use some of these letters. So that's really the trick, is trying to figure out, you know what? We didn't use these. Oh, this pink one is so cute. So let's do this one. Let's see if it'll work or if it will have a problem. Oh, it works perfect. I love the ball. It kind of gives me like a play ball that they would play with. That's so cute. So again, I just want to make sure I'm as close as I can before I crimp it. If you don't put it that close, you'll just have a gap in between your beads. And there's no wrong way in that. I just want to have it as secure as possible. And I feel that is not going to crimp because it's right there. Okay. So I don't think this color will go. All right, so now we need something. I feel like we need some longevity, right? Let's see. I think we need another one of those. Although in here, this is the green one, and I don't think that really goes. Maybe we can bring in that purple. Come on. Well, if you don't get messy, you're not having a good time, right? All right, I'm gonna have to pick all those up later. All right, so we're gonna get this one, and we're going to do this and this. And we're gonna go there. All right, so now let's figure out how we're gonna do these. Now, I'm pretty sure you're wondering, well, Michelle, there's no hole in them. How are you gonna make them into a charm? So I found this hole puncher at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can find it online. I believe this is the smallest one at a 0.6 or 0.5. I mean, it is tiny. So what you basically are going to do is you're going to put it where you want the hole to be, obviously the closest part, but not to the very rim. You kind of see, hopefully, where it's going to punch punch it, you heard it, it comes out, and now we're gonna put a jump ring on it. The same thing you're gonna do with all the others. So you're gonna kind of, hopefully you guys can see this, I really hope so. Find your middle point, punch it. Well, that went off to the side, but again, it still has a way to do it with a hole. And the same thing with the kitty cats. So these are a little trickier because they're smaller. So let's see if we use one of these reverse tweezers, what will happen. So again, you want to kind of line it up right there, a little bit too far. I know it's a little tricky when they're shorter. Okay. So if you have the thing on the back, just take it off. It's a little circle that came out. And then we have 2 more to do. I still feel we're missing something with the... Okay, there we go. And then we have the little paw. Hopefully this is helping you guys, if at all. If you have any tidbits or questions, or if you do a different technique, by all means share, because I would love to find out other ways of doing things. This has really been fun for me, and it's been like my first time doing this, but they're so much fun to make. Okay, so I feel like we need more of these, or maybe we need, I don't know what we need. I don't know what we need, guys. So I have here pink ones, but I don't think those pinks really go. This is when you wish you had more variety of beads. So definitely think about that when you're making this project. I guess we can use some of these. I did get these. Oh, duh. I forgot about these. So we can see. But they don't really go, do they? Well, I guess we'll play off some of the colors. So now we're going to build some of them. One thing to think about when you're building these is the length of your needle, to know if you're going to be able to crimp it. I did find that out the hard way, only because you only have so much space. Hopefully this works. There we go. And you see these colors just don't match. All right, scrapping that idea. All right, guys, I am struggling with the color concept based on what I have. Can you tell? Okay, so I have this one and this one. This one. Okay, this doesn't really go, so maybe I should stick with a purple concept. And if we do that, do these come through? No, they do not. So would it be cool to do this and this and this? So when I was doing the letters of the words, I felt like I had to go backwards. So let's do cat, right? And this is going to be C. I think that's super cute. Alright, I think that's far better. Alright, so let's play with pink and purple instead. Alright, so then that means, see how the process goes. I had one idea and then I went off and chose different colors. And that's okay, because that is a process that one must go through when figuring it out. Let's do 2. And then one more, right? Yep. And then you want to crimp it. All right, so let's see what we have in front of us because these don't work. So these are the ones we have. I feel like we still need something else. So let's do, I have these cute small ones. I guess I can do the same thing with why don't we spell out fish, right? Cats like fish. Or we can do milk. I think that's cuter. Okay, so M-I-L-K. Where's my K's? Let's see if I have this. Let's do white. M-I-L-K. L, where are you? Nope. I keep spelling it out because I don't want to misspell it. So we have milk, and then we're gonna get another bead. Hopefully it's the same color. Does it look like the same color? I think so. All right, let's see if it will crimp it because that's a very short piece. I think that's a different pink, but whatever, we'll roll with it. All right, so we got cat, we got milk. Why won't you connect? Here we go. Okay. You know what? I feel like we need one of these to kind of bring in the other color. Gina, what do you think? So let's try a different combination of silver, pink. That's kind of pretty. So if you crimp it like that, where it's actually taking the other bead, it will actually break. So you definitely want to make sure that you don't have that little part there hit your bead, because it will break the bead and it's not fun because it goes everywhere. All right, let's start building, right? So we can see what we're working with. So what I'm gonna do first is kind of figure out what I want the bottom to be. Do we want it to be the fish or the milk? I only say that because it's the longest piece. With the other one I did, the milk was supposedly the bottom, but as you can see, the dangles kind of made it too long. So let's go with, I'm gonna get this all out of our way so you can see what I'm working with. All right, so let's go with, let's do the milk, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to grab one of these jump rings and I am gonna find the opening. And what you wanna always do is go sideways or front and back. Not sideways, sorry, front and back like that. You don't want to go open like this, you want to go like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get this and just hoop it on. So see, I didn't have it open enough and therefore it's not grabbing. So just open a little more. I am going to hoop it on there. And now what I want to do is hoop the bottom as such. So you see it, it's dangling. And now we're gonna have it kiss again. So we want it to kiss. Hopefully you guys can see that. And now, right now, this is what our dangle is looking like. So now we're gonna build it up. And kind of what I do, and I know you can't see it if I go like this, but I wanna kind of put the charms in a way where it kind of falls as a cascading option. So what I like to do is kind of play with the things I really want to put on there. So like for example, like next I want to do the fish tank, and I kind of want to have the fish tank standing out. So trying to find where that opening is. Come on. These things are so small, sometimes I have a hard time acquiring them. So again, I'm just going to loop that like that, and I kind of want to put this up here. So what I typically do is the main things I do want. Why am I having? Oh, I see why. Okay, guys. So apparently I don't have it on the top clasp. I have it one notch below, so we want to fix that. So let's do that real quick. I didn't realize. It's kind of hard doing this standing up because I'm so used to sitting down doing this. Okay. So I want to have this on the very, there we go. So I had two chain links on it. Okay. So let's go back with my fish tank, my little fishy guy. And I'm going to put it here at the top. And as you can see, it is going to be meeting in the middle, like a clasp. Hopefully you guys can see that. So now how it looks is with the fish at the top and the milk at the bottom. So now what I want to do is put the kitty cats in the center. So we're going to get another clasp. And it kind of helps with separating all of the bits and pieces. Obviously you can do it however you want, but I found this technique a little easier for me. So let's use this kitty cat. And so I'm just going to find a middle point and attach it. So now you can see how it is just flowing like that. So now I'm going to get the other kitty cat and we're going to kind of put it like right in the middle there. So again, get another jump ring. These things are closed when I get them, so it's kind of hard to see where the opening is. I have butterfingers, sorry guys. So this here is not closed all the way, so you definitely want to make sure it kisses in the middle, so they touch. And here we have now a dangle. Now if you like it like that, that's fine, right? But we want to add some more of the bling. So here I have two of the stars. I have two of these. I have these two. I have, oh, I haven't used the paw print, and I have one of these, which I could make another one to match. But before we do that, let's see if I can use these. So what I want to do is kind of separate this, meaning I want, you know, one up here, one down here, and the same thing with the rest. So it kind of gives you an idea, again, when you're doing the placement. So you're going to use your jump rings, and I think I want the milk at the top and the cat at the bottom. And these will be a little bit easier to work with because you don't have a sticker in your way. It's just a hoop. So what I try to do is when I put it up like this, try to see where it falls. And then I want to put it right there. Hopefully it grabs it. I feel like it's that game, the claw, when you're trying to win a prize. Sticking a little hoopy thing in it. All right. Sitting down doing this is far easier than standing. Isn't that cute? I love it. All right, let's do the other one. Now, what I did find out doing the dangles for the other one, I found out how the length of the item here, you want to figure out if you want it to go longer than your end piece or shorter. As you can see, this item I'm going to put here, if I put it any lower, it's going to pass the milk jug. So if I want the milk jug to be my primary, I definitely want to put this saying above the cat, so when it lays, it's actually going to hit the top of the milk jug. So I'm hoping that makes sense to you. I just felt like the bottom piece should be my focal point. So what I want to do is right here, okay, don't do that. Come on. Okay, one more time. So I want to go right in here. There we go. And again, we want them to meet in the middle, as such. And now as you can see, it kind of has that. So it does pass a little bit longer. I could put it up higher. I think it's fine. But you kind of get my idea, right? So now we're going to put things in the middle. So down here, I have more of the pink and purple. Up here, I don't have any color. So I think what I want to do is put some purple up here. And we are going to do this. And I'm just going to slide that right into there. And then I'm going to crimp it. And then again, you kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So now we're going to figure out where we want to put the pink. And I'm going to use this one. So again, I just ping pong off of the style that I choose. So I have the balance, right? I love having symmetry, so that just kind of helps with me in that kind of concepts. So I think putting this one down here would be fine. Let's try it. You could always, gosh, sorry guys. You could always move them around if the placement just doesn't sit well with you. That's the beauty of these jump rings. As long as you open and close them the right way, they should be fine. I don't know why. Okay, so now I think what I want to do is put a pink one up here and then a purple one at the bottom. So let's get another 2. And as you can hear, hopefully not, but if you do, it's the kitty cat outside saying, I want to play. Okay, so now looking for, oh, and look, that one just opened. And that one just came. Why did that open? You obviously don't want your beads to fall off, right? You want them to last, and I'm just trying to figure out why it's opening. See, it doesn't look like it's closing. Why? Stay. So weird. Okay, let's try this one more time. Sorry about that. I see, because I have 2 on 1 ring. Let's put that one there and then move the other one. Alright guys, and then one more and then we are done, which is this one. Didn't expect this video to take so long, so I do thank you and for your patience. And hopefully you're still here watching. All right, last one. We're gonna put this down here. I promise this took me not this long the first time, but I think it's because I'm standing and not sitting, and I do think that that is contributing to this. All right, so guys, here is the final product, if I do it correctly, which I think came out super cute. Could I add more beads? Yes, because there's plenty of space, but overall I think it came out adorable. Some of the things I didn't use, as you saw, but that's okay. So what do you think? Would love to know your opinion. Hopefully you guys can see that. Had so much fun making it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope this was a lot of fun for you guys. Definitely leave me some comments if this was something that you enjoyed doing. Have you made these before? Anything, I would love to hear from you. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care.